Tiffany's good. Tiffany's good at getting you like that.
Yeah.
She pulls you in. No. Yeah. No, we will not be home by 7:30. Hello, everyone. How are you? This is crazy, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Monroe Nichols' Let's Make History Watch Party coverage. What? My guy is about to do it. This is big time. Glad to see you out tonight. Thank you for coming. We're here. We're going to introduce the panel. I'll let you say your own name. I'm not going to say Kuma, but go ahead, Miss Kuma.
Sure. Well, good evening, everybody. Are you ready to make history tonight? Yes. I feel the energy. I'm hype. I'm really excited. My name is Kuma Roberts. I'm the president and CEO of the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce and the Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer and partner at Arrowhead Consulting. I'm hype about tonight. I have known Monroe since I started working in the chamber world. It's been almost 15 years now. He was as smart, as brilliant, as handsome, as strategic then as he is now. And excited to celebrate him and just the accomplishment of getting to this night. It's really powerful. Excited to be here.
Awesome.
How about you?
Amen. I'm Shauna Mott Wright. I'm president of Tulsa Classroom Teachers Association. Woo, woo!
Okay.
Thank you for loving teachers. We speak truth to power. Whoop, whoop. How many of y'all ready to celebrate making history? Can I hear ya? Yeah. It's electric. I feel like I can feel every single one of my nerves in my body just dancing all the time. I have known Monroe for years, and I don't know if it was the first time I met him, but one of the first times when he first was running for House of Representatives, he came over to TCTA and came into my office, and I already took note of that he came to us and he wanted to talk to us before he started anything. And y'all, I was not nice, and I just started grilling him. And obviously, he had really good answers for everything that I grilled him with, and I'm really proud of him. He's a great man and a great friend, and he's always been steady and the same the whole time. He's just as authentic as it gets, and if we can't get excited about that, I don't know what, because there ain't a lot of real.
All right. Yeah. All y'all teachers? Okay.
Hey.
Man, maybe I need to rethink things and be a teacher. Well, hello, I'm Rodney Rue Tisdale. I'm here of a local Tulsa owned. My acknowledgments or no accolades are nowhere near you guys. I'm just a simple coach for years, community activist. I'm actually assistant fire marshal for the Tulsa Fire Department. So yes, thank you for that little love. We come to save lives. And then also, stay tuned. You'll see the Tisdale Cigar Lounge opening soon near you here on Greenwood. So, but we are here to celebrate a man, a legend that I met. And actually, I met him smoking cigars. You know, cigars bring a lot of people together. And we just walked by each other and caught eyes and said, hey, man, how you doing? What's your name? And he was as genuine then as he is still today. And he's never changed. One thing I noticed about Monroe, I don't ever get him up, I don't ever get him down. It's always right in the middle, and you don't have to guess what he's thinking, and I love that about him. So it's been an honor and a privilege to know this man for the last few years, and I love it. I'm glad I'm here, and thank you, Dr. Crutcher. Dr. Crutcher, where are you? You know, we got to show you some love. Thank you for having us. And I'm also part of NYCU.FM, Damali and Charles Radio World Development crew as well. So here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, let's get it.
I think one of the first things we have to do is we have to recognize that behind this great man that we are here to celebrate tonight is an even greater woman.
Yeah.
Mother, the Dr. Ramona Curtis. Would you come and join us?
Woo! Come on, Mama.
We need to turn it on.
All right, and pause. We're going to pause. What are you doing now? We're going to pause.
Well, thank you so much.
Pause, yeah, we're going to pause real quick.
We're going to show a video really quickly
Quick
before I
video.
brought you on too early.
All right.
we're going to show a video.
Direct your attention to the TVs. Oh. Well, while we're waiting, I have no problem with this. I'm kind of enjoy this type of stuff. It reminds me of radio all the time. So one thing, too, is this is going to be our second black mayor candidate, right? Greg Robinson running first.
Yeah.
Led us up to this. He'll be joining us later this evening via stream, so stay tuned. He will be talking. We can't wait for it. I know some showed up to see him personally, but he will be on stream. But I'll shake your hand for him, if that's all right. Y'all don't mind. And then what else we got?
There'll be a lot of, there's going to be a youth voice person here who's going to talk a little bit about Trevor, I believe is his name, about why he was supporting Monroe as a youth advocate. So we're excited about that.
We're going to bring people up that have really been heavy boots on the ground during the whole campaign. We want to say thanks to those people for their loyalty, their faithfulness from day one, from jump, from go.
Let's give you guys a round of applause. All of you have been knocking doors,
Yes.
campaigning, working with Monroe. Let's give them a round of applause. It's hard work.
It is.
Hard work, and that's where we win.
So let's turn our attention to the TVs. I think we're ready for our video. And
Vote for Monroe.
I want to start by saying first, thank you. Thank you so very much. It was clear to most people who were watching that, why even run? Why run? It's already been decided who's going to win. Why spend time going to people's doorsteps? Why spend time doing any of this stuff? Because it's already guaranteed.
I'm very proud of the organization.
But we kept plugging away. And so I am proud to have been a candidate that kind of casts a vision for the future.
We talked about accountability, making sure that City Hall works for everybody across this community, particularly those who have oftentimes been left behind.
Never forget, not only do we have the best campaign, not only do I believe that I'm the best candidate, but we collectively are trying to do something that has never been done before. And so I hope that you're as energized as I am. I hope that you're as proud as I am. What do we know about November? November is all about making history. Yeah? All right? Thank you so much.
I am feeling the energy once again, just hearing his voice. Tears came to my eyes just seeing that. I'm so excited. I preemptively introduced the woman who's responsible for the man, Dr. Ramona Curtis, Monroe's mom. Give it up.
give it up. Give it up.
Tell us about this kid that you've raised, and tell us a little bit about what this means for you tonight.
Well, I tell you what, this young man has been like this all of his life. You talked about him being even killed. That's who he is, but he did not get it from his mother. And I have learned throughout this race that patience is the key to victory. And he shows that, even though sometimes I didn't, because sometimes politics is not fun. And it causes your heart to really start thinking about what's the right thing to do in the moment. But growing up, he's always been the kid that's been a leader. As a matter of fact, he did Teen Leadership Waco. I'll never forget when he was in elementary school, and this is the key here. There was a teacher at that school that the kids and parents, they were like, ugh. And my best friend is out there. She knows who I'm talking about because her son was the same way. But we were getting ready for Christmas, and I had presents for the teachers and the kids in his class and the office administrator. And he said, Mama, we don't have anything for this particular teacher. I won't call her name, but she's fresh on my mind. And he said, I'm afraid she won't have anything because no one likes her. Can we please get her something? And so I'm at the grocery store trying to find potpourri or something because that's the only thing that's open that he can take in to this person, because he believes everyone, no matter what walk of life you come from, that everyone deserves respect at that level, because so we don't know what people are going through. And this moment, what it means to me as a person who has done DEI work most of her life, my very first book that really made me want to do this work was John Hope Franklin's book, From Slavery to Freedom. Oh, wow. And it changed my life. And when I think about where we are tonight, I did not know in the 90s when I read John Hope Franklin's book that I would be here in this moment voting for my son for mayor of Tulsa.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's all right.
I did not know. So this moment to me is surreal. I feel ancestors speaking from all walks of life. From every walk of life, all of us, I feel that we are together. Change. We said we want change, and it wasn't just one segment of our society that said that. People spoke together. They crossed all kinds of lines to be here in this moment because we love Tulsa and we love each other. We really do. We love each other, so don't forget that. And you have the most humble servant who ran. I mean, this is his life. There were only 2 magazines that he had growing up, and that was Sports Illustrated and Time Magazine. And Newsweek a little. He is sports or politics, and that's what he's been, but the key to it all is leadership and love.
Yes, yes.
And you don't have one, they don't separate each other, leadership and love. He understands that you have to have a common purpose to lead people. And that purpose comes from the people. But he also knows that there's going to be controversy. But he knows when there is controversy, we have to solve it civilly. Yeah. We have to be civil in this. And collaboration is what we have to have. And that's what's going to make society great. And I love the quote from Dr. King, and it's my favorite quote, but I hadn't memorized it yet. But at the end of that quote, it says, what self-centered men have torn down, other-centered men will build up. And he meant people, and that's what you are tonight. You're other-centered. And that's what's going to happen here. So I am so happy to be here tonight celebrating along with you.
Oh, my goodness.
you. Wow.
Give it up for Dr. Hey, you know what? You sure you're not a minister? You're going to be pastor, future mayor, mother. So that was an amazing word. And it's something you said about Monroe. You don't know where he gets it from? Look in the mirror. Yeah. Because what you are and who you are, you're truly amazing. And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, so what else are we going to do next?
So next, we're going to bring up some of our hard workers who've been with us since jump. We're going to say bye to Mama. Thanks,
Bye,
Mama.
hand.
Thanks, Mama.
Thank you, Dr. Curtis. We'll see you later, I'm sure.
We're going to bring up Anna Barrows. Come on up,
Anna.
Anna. I know you better holler for your girl. She been working.
Not as hard as a lot of people, no.
My gosh, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, why this is so important to you to give so much of your time and dedicate yourself to this campaign the way you have.
You know, the first thing I want to say is that when we win tonight,
There you go.
when we win tonight, it will be a community win.
Yes.
It will be a community win. 4 years ago, 4 years and a couple months ago, I was at the Greg Robinson watch party. And just the weight of this moment now, knowing all the work that has been put in the last 4 years by people like Dr. Crutcher, Nehemiah Frank, Mama Joyce, Mama Williams, people, and long before that as well, right? It weighs heavy on me to know that this moment means so much, not just for Monroe, who I happen to be a big fan of, but also for all the people who have worked so hard and who may not even be here to see this moment right now.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Anna. That's awesome. So, how did you get started? How did you get connected with Monroe? How did you first hear about him? How did you first meet him?
Yeah, so I was an educator for the last 6 years here in Tulsa. You can clap, 7th grade. I taught middle school, for 6 years. And when you are a teacher, and when you're a teacher in Oklahoma, you really start to understand what it means to be in a failed system.
You better preach.
Yeah, a system that is failing on purpose, right? Through neglect and also through decisions, very active decisions, right? And so for many years, I heard about the work that Monroe does. I've heard about the way that he advocates for people, the way that he stood up for TPS last year during the threat of takeover. And so when it came time to, I got to this summer, I decided to leave the classroom, which was a really, really tough decision. But for me, everything has always been about the community. I'm not from this country. I'm not from Tulsa, but what has kept me in Tulsa has been the strength of this community that keeps fighting in the way that I want to fight.
Come on now.
And so when it was time to lean in on a campaign, there was absolutely no doubt in my mind. And I called Greg, and I said, Greg, is this the guy? And he said, yes. And so I started knocking doors.
I love it.
And here we are.
Thank you so much, Anna.
So much for all that you do. Wow. Well, so we know that there are people giving of their time. Is there any, just quickly, a special story you want to share about something that comes to mind as you've been on this campaign trail that you want to share? Just something special that kind of brings you to why you do this?
In 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
30
All right.
seconds.
Well, you are going to hear a speech from a former student of mine here tonight, Trevor. And I just want to say it's people like him that I do this for, not just my work in the community, my work in education, certainly in this campaign. Being able to walk with him in the heat of this summer and go knock on doors and have him learn about the process and just see the election through his eyes. There's so much at stake for our young people in this election. We must, as a community, take collective responsibility for the outcomes of our young people.
Yes.
The young people of Tulsa deserve to dream, and I think that Monroe is the person who's going to help get us there, and it's going to take all of us.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you so much. Anna
Give her a
Bond.
hand.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much.
Now we're going to bring up Mama Joyce.
Come on, Mama
This is
Joy.
Legacy coming on to the stage now.
Yeah.
Come on, Mama Joy.
Mother Joyce Williams.
Oh,
I'll give it up for
this
her.
lady.
Legacy right here.
Legend.
This is a community icon, a legend.
Yes.
Mama Joyce, tell us why you're doing this. Why is this important for you to be with Tiffany, marching and walking and knocking doors? Tell us about what this means to you.
I've been knocking doors since I was 5 years old.
Come on now.
You know, I am a native of Washington, D.C. I grew up on the hill, the bottom of the hill from Frederick Douglass's mansion.
Oh, wow.
So my family has drugged me to meetings and activities from a child, which we have kind of gotten away from. I'm in this now because, to put it simply, you know, Marcus Garvey said, what Africans have done, they can do again. And since the first bones and remains of anybody on the planet have been found in Africa, I mean, we are all African people. So we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to keep civilization. And we're at a critical time when we are losing our babies. Why don't our babies have summer employment? Why don't our babies, why is our education system 49 of 50? Why are our teachers running away? I first met Monroe when he was affiliated with the Impact program, Impact Tulsa, which we're still trying to impact Tulsa. So I walk and I knock doors and I talk to people because I have a responsibility to do that. But I am 74, almost 75 years old.
Still looking good.
And I not realizing that in this form I won't be here forever, even though I believe I'll be here forever. We've got to train our upcoming folk to take on the responsibility and to realize what the importance of it all is. And how can you expect change if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again?
Definition of insanity.
So I walk, and I talk. And Mama Love, who's out here, I don't know if she's coming up here, we have knocked doors from the beginning. Today, we were on Pine and Hartford at the Rudisill from sunup to sundown, waving signs, Monroe and Harris. You know, it's important. It's a responsibility. You know, if you don't work, and the way Fannie Lou Hamer said, you know, you can pray until the cows come in, but if you don't put some work with them prayers, ain't nothing gonna happen. And we all have a responsibility to work for our babies.
Yes, thank you, Mama Joy.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank
Appreciate
you so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all give it up. I want to hear more from Mama Joyce.
I'm ready to have church up in here because I'm all about putting feet to faith. Thank you, Mama Joyce. All right, now we're going to bring up Trevor. Trevor, where are you at?
One more. Okay. Hey, Trevor.
We got to get fancy for Trevor.
Hey, thank all of you out here too for that's been. How many of you been walking the streets? Who's been helping campaign? Thank every last one of you for putting in the hard work, taking time out your schedule to go and knock on doors and help campaign. There's a lot of great faces out there, and there's a lot of history out here in the crowd right now. So, hello, Trevor.
Hello, Trevor. I wanted to give Trevor a real introduction, right? Trevor's a young person. We've got a lot of youth in the room tonight. Trevor Moore, everybody. Thank you.
Good evening. Hello, my name is Trevor Moore, and I am 13 years old. I am one of the volunteers who went canvassing for Monroe in these past 4 months. During my time canvassing for Monroe, I've learned how many people are not very politically aware. When I was out canvassing, the people who answered the door were either unaware of Monroe's existence, not interested in talking to us, or they were not even aware that the election was going on. When I would tell my friends and classmates about how I would go canvassing over the weekend, they wouldn't know about Monroe or would not want to talk about it because they're quote unquote just not that interested in politics and stuff. Sometimes when they said this, I asked them, why aren't you interested in politics? And they'd say that it's not that important to them. The day after Monroe Nichols debated Karen Keith I asked my classmates if they saw it, and they responded with, "I don't watch the news." When I asked them why, again, they said that they were uninterested in that stuff. I thought that everyone, including people my age, watched the news and was politically aware in some way. After canvassing, I found that not only are some people my age not politically aware, but lots of adults are also not politically aware. Coretta Scott King once said, "It doesn't matter how strong your opinions are. If you don't use your power for positive change, then you are indeed part of the problem."
Woo!
When people aren't politically aware, they don't vote and rights get taken away. I want to be politically aware so I can help change that, and I want others to do the same. While federal elections are very important, municipal elections are in some ways more important. I have learned that the mayor makes decisions that will directly have an impact on you in the city that you live in. It is important to me that issues like homelessness, the availability of sidewalks, public safety, and after-school opportunities for youth are addressed. These are issues that the mayor has the power to address. I feel like this makes it all more important that I am involved and in the loop on who will be the next mayor. With the well-being of the city at stake, knowing who is leading the city is important. Canvassing for Monroe has made me realize that my voice matters and that I am inspired to use my voice to make a difference.
Yes.
I also hope to inspire others to make a difference by advocating for themselves and for the community. In closing, if you want to get something done, then you should vote for it. Thank you for listening to me.
Trevor! Give it up for Trevor. Oh, my goodness.
Trevor, yes.
And I thought I was doing something being a page back in the day at the Senate. This is amazing, Trevor. Thank you, man.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for standing up.
That's
Thank
big.
you.
Great thing.
Huge.
Good job, Mama. His mama's a teacher. Good job.
Good job, Mama. But also the fact that a few years ago we were watching Greg make this run. Greg crawled so Monroe could run, and who knows what Trevor will do in a few short years. So that was wonderful. Okay. Yes.
All right. I think we're going to talk about some key issues now.
So if you don't know, some of you here probably do know, Monroe has some great initiatives and things that he stands on. He loves public safety, ending homelessness, improve student outcome, increase affordable housing, and co-govern with tribal councils.
I can amen every one of those.
So I'm kind of real big on the public safety. Being a firefighter and seeing a lot of things that happen in our community and trying to be involved, there's a lot of things we have to do to help clean up our streets, and Monroe is about helping clean up our streets as well as helping the police to do that in a safe manner. So it's going to be a fun situation. I shouldn't say fun, but it's going to be a task, but an enjoyment to watch Monroe make all this come into life, come to life, basically. So any thoughts on that?
I just love that he has a plan, and it's not just parts of a plan or something, but he's been with the people. He is the people. So he's been asking and listening to the people. That second part's really important. So we're going to use data and intelligence to focus on the people doing crime. Why? Is it a mental health issue? Is it because they're unhoused? Is it coupling of their unhoused and mental health issues? Like, what's going on? Get to the root of it so we can treat it and not just keep trying to work on little symptoms here and there.
Right, because why it matters is, if you don't know, murder rate has been rising. And I don't know if you're proud to hear First 48. I don't want to be on First 48 in Tulsa. I'm just be honest with you. I don't want Tulsa to be known that way. And I feel like Monroe is going to help come in and try to help clean all this up. So that's the main thing. We want to work on getting this knocked out and helping bringing our streets safe again. And I believe Monroe is the man that's going to help do that.
Yeah. Woo! I agree. And I think, and again, another thing I appreciate about Monroe is he's attacking the problem from both ends, making people feel safe. The city of Tulsa, people in the city feel safe all the time, and also the police officers feel safe, so that neither party is just a little too scared of one another. So I'm excited about that.
Because we are 130 officers short on the police department. So he wants to help increase that number so we can get to where we need to be able to operate for our city and for the best for our community.
So you want to talk a little bit about education, because Monroe has a platform that spans a wide range of topics. And so let's say a little, I know you're itching to talk about education, Shauna. It's right at the top of your lips. Tell us a little bit about education and some of the stats about why this matters, what Monroe's trying to do, and why you're here, and why you're wearing Educators for Monroe shirt. Tell us about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop it. Stop it.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. You need your
Drama teacher / activist. Give me a mic and ask me about education. You're going to regret that. I'm Pentecostal. So Monroe has had a plan from jump and came to the experts, the educators. Imagine that. Hashtag imagine that. Asking us what's working, what's not working, what we're seeing in our kids. Because we're seeing our kids come to us with more trauma than ever before, and teachers getting fewer resources than ever before. And we have like some great people helping the teachers, but they're spread so thin. And then our families are suffering still from things during lockdown and the pandemic and everything. There's a lot going on, but Monroe faces that head on. He asked us about it, so he's got a plan to create the Office of Children, Youth, and Families, and I would like some applause for that, please.
Let's go.
Thank you. Only mayoral candidate to ever do that I know of in my lifetime. I'm really proud of it.
I love our educators. I love it. Cool. You have anything on that?
Well, education is something that's near and dear to my heart, and it was one of the things that as a diversity, equity, inclusion consultant that I really began to see the disparity across our city through the education lens. I was working as the program manager for education at a larger chamber, and through that work was going into a lot of schools in North Tulsa, was seeing sort of the inequity of technology, of quality of teachers, of retention of teachers, and I started realizing that DEI is not just something that occurs in the workplace, it's something that's impacting our youth, and certainly our teachers and the situations in which they're teaching, trying to overcome in order to teach our kids. So I'm excited that Monroe has a platform. I'm glad he survived your grilling, because I've seen you grill at the state capitol, and I know that it's no joke to survive that. But we're here because Monroe is the man for the job. When I think about Monroe, I want to think a little bit about affordable housing, because that's really important. As we think about some of these statistics and some of the things Monroe has said that he's really interested in doing is reducing blighted properties by 60% by 2028. He's wanting to increase affordable housing stock by 6,000 units by 2028. He's looking to reduce the eviction rate. He's looking to reduce the cost burden taken on by developers. As a person who runs a chamber of commerce right now, I can tell you that every single one of those elements is so important to us attracting and retaining talent and large headquartered, large employer companies in our city. So when I have a mayor candidate who actually has not only a plan, but he's leveraging statistics and actual facts and data in order to come up with these things,
Yes.
I'm blown away, because
Thanks.
that's the one thing
Amen.
I have not
Appreciate
seen
that.
in Tulsa. And I'm excited to get behind someone who is using something that is a proven tool like our equality indicators to really push issues related to housing, safety, and justice, and economic opportunity. So, again, go ahead.
Because kids can't test well if they're hungry.
Right, or they can't read.
All right. They're going to keep going. They're going to go in and go in. We're at our time right now. I believe the polls, where are we? Polls closed at 7 already. So we're a little over now. So right now, we're going to go to our DJ here. If you don't know DJ Romero, this is the man, the myth, and the legend himself. Let's have a couple of drinks, some food, have a good time, and we will be back. Thank you for
we'll be
tuning
back.
in with us here on election
Thank
night.
you.
Monroe Nichols.
Thank you.
It said it.
Yes. Who we bringing up now?
We're going to hear some community voices.
From Community Voices, do we have any particular voices that need to be heard?
Come on, let's make some noise again for
We need
Monroe.
more energy.
Come on, y'all got, I need more energy than that.
Hold on.
Come on.
Right.
What time is it?
Right. We want to go ahead and go to Greg. Greg is ready for us. So let's just preview Greg here. Greg Robinson.
Look at that kitchen.
is-
Nice.
Yes,
Look,
just the
Greg cooking.
name.
Greg, you in there
We know
cooking
him.
in the kitchen.
We know
I
him.
think we know him. He was the first black man that I knew to run for mayor in this town. Let's give it up for that.
Woo!
But I'm gonna I told this story before on something else, but I gotta tell it before we pass it off to him. Greg told me once that we can't ever turn the key in Tulsa. That we can't quite ever get there and make history and do the thing that needs to be done for the greater good. And I want to say tonight is that night.
Yes, it is.
And Greg, you're the blueprint. You started it all. So let's pass it off to Greg and hear what he has to say about tonight. Come on, Greg.
All right. Can you all hear me okay? I can hear you. I can hear you, man. So much love for you all there in Tulsa. And Puma, I actually start with something you just said about me being a the reality is, you heard from me. I'm a Joyce tonight, and it really warmed my heart because I know that out there knocking doors, mother love, and there are people they knock doors. I'm talking about Joyce in this community, the Keith Miller within this community. The cabin within this community, the Sherry within this community. The reality is that we are all on the shoulders who have come before us, who have done their part ever since attorney was sitting out there 3 days after the mass. In those ads, saying, you know what, what happened in New York, we've got to do our right. For over 100 years, there have been generations of Tulsa, whether they were born here, whether they came, generations that have continued that march. And tonight, Rodney did that. One of those Sean is one of those. You heard from Monroe. There are those that have done justice. And I think about the day, I think about the brilliant, like Tyrese, the young people are taking on the so I want us to understand that we don't get tonight without always stepping into that responsibility as a whole. There's a certain magic part that it has. Whether you move certainly find out that if you're going to Tulsa, it doesn't mean it's all going to go your way. It doesn't mean you have to say, I'm so proud of my city. What it does is that you're going to have to put your heart to be willing to knock on the doors that it takes for one day So I think when I think about what we were able to accomplish 4 years ago, that's what I think about. I think about the fact that it wasn't about was I going to win or not. It was about is somebody willing to run for it? Is somebody willing to step up and say, no, you deserve better? And the proudest accomplishment from this campaign actually happened months and months that it happened before the filing of the Take Action. Monroe Nichols came to me in Cincinnati, and he invited me out to dinner, and he just wanted to talk to me. He wanted to say thank you. He wanted to say thank you for the investment that I had made. And he talked to me in that conversation about why he had run 4 years early, when frankly I would tell you the secret. And he like myself, President Gay was in the season, but he said, I couldn't do it because I had to make sure my son was entering high school at that time. That was my purpose. And I think that really stamped to me who he was as a man. You heard from his mother earlier, and I know that she was comfortable in saying that, he didn't necessarily we know that he did. I can also say that he loves her very that he loves his son even more than he loves cares about choosing certain things important to him. And I think that there's been multiple times before Monroe when I was calling to come to community, he was always there. There's been times like I've had tragic crisis, and he's the person that is called when no one here called to reach out and pray. When you look at his agenda, you all talked about it earlier. You talked about public safety. You talked about income. You talked about you talked about working with what he always does having all of those things are about working and supporting those who have been looking over. Those are areas mayors right? Working with political. Mayors are really impact students and what happens in the school. The homeless issue is something that Monroe has always said, I am not about my profit. I am about progression. And that is why I'm proud that he would say, I will step up, I will take this back, I will lead. He is absolutely right man.
Thank you, Greg. That's amazing. Thank you
so much. Greg, I appreciate your comment. Yeah, I heard you talk about accountability, and it was a little difficult for us to hear, so we were trying to catch it. But what I want to ask you about that is, as we think about the youth who, like we've heard from Trevor, and we think about our beloved Greenwood, because I know Monroe's a mayor for all. He's going to be a mayor for our entire city, regardless of race. But it means so much to Greenwood. It means so much to this district, to this sacred land that we're sitting on tonight. Could you speak a little bit about that legacy, that specialness, that the piece about Greenwood and what it means that we might have our first black mayor?
Yeah, absolutely. And can you all hear me okay? I'm sorry that you couldn't hear. Can you hear me at all?
Wait. Could everyone just be quiet? Could y'all kind of keep the voices down?
Hey, can everybody calm down just a little bit so we can hear Greg?
We can't hear Greg. Thank you. Sorry, Greg.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, there's a legacy that was left. Berkeley, we have been trying to correct the wrong for a long time within this city. And you can't really get to where we know if we don't address in a real way what happened in Greenwood, not just 100 years ago, but frankly, what we have failed to do in the And the reality is that there have been people that have come before us who have told the story, who have laid the ground, who have done a lot of hard work for us to even have the types of conversations and opportunities that we're looking at today. And so what is hard? If we're simply repeating what was done then, we're not actually the courageous that will show respect to those who came first. And that's what I mean about an accountability, responsibility to move this city. And so when you think about something like Monroe Nichols, he didn't run away from being a black man. He hasn't run away from understanding the history of this home. But we are not going to make him mayor just because he's black. We're going to elect him mayor because he's the most qualified candidate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that.
I love that. Thank you, Greg. Greg, it is always a pleasure hearing from you. We've got some community guests that want to add some conversation here, but thank you, and we'll be talking to you a little bit later. Thanks so much.
Good seeing you, Greg. Everybody tell Greg bye.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, Greg.
Stay tuned, Greg. We'll be in touch. Hey, we want to bring on stage real quick. Tyrants, come on up here, good man.
Come on,
Billingsley here.
Tyrants, Billingsley.
Woo woo! The Wolf of Black Wall Street tag. Hey.
We love it. Boy, you fly too, man. You're looking good.
I appreciate it.
He's always clean. Tyrants, tell us a little bit about how you're feeling about tonight. You're a young black man. You're watching this happen. You've been a part of this community for so long. You have a legacy here in Tulsa. Talk about it.
I just got to say, y'all, to everybody who's here, I really need y'all to understand what y'all are standing in. We got a presidential election happening, sure, and that'll be historic. But what's happening right here on the ground is going to be the fuel for so many young people, so many new voices, so many new possibilities. I've known Monroe since 2015, and I remember the first time I saw that man, and I saw how he carried himself. I saw the makings of a president in him. And to see that in a black man in Tulsa, and to see him embodying what I believe to be the dreams of our ancestors, what that does to somebody who is young, what that does to somebody who has ambitions, what that does to somebody who maybe doesn't believe it's possible because of what they have seen in this city, is not something that's easy to quantify. And to feel y'all here tonight lined up for this man who I believe is one of the many manifestations of our ancestors' wildest dreams. These people behind us, this is what this is about.
Come on.
These people behind us. And I believe our ancestors, they clothed in so many different people that walk this community. They clothed in y'all. They clothed in Dr. Tiffany Crutcher. They clothed in so many people who try to lead. And they clothed in Greg 4 years ago. And I remember when we were sitting with Greg, and he told me, I'm doing this now, but it should be Monroe. And it's going to be Monroe. The ancestors were speaking through him then, but all of that energy, every time they have ever clothed, every time they have ever risen to give our community what it actually deserves, they clothed in the face of leaders, and they have clothed in the face of Monroe Nichols tonight. That's what I feel, and that's what we are here for. We are here to elect Monroe Nichols as the first black mayor of Tulsa,
Let's
Oklahoma.
go. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What else do you say about that?
Nothing else to be
That's a
said,
good
honestly.
word. You gave me chills. That's a good word.
You might be a future politician, man. Stay tuned. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Hey, enjoy
Absolutely.
the rest of the event tonight. And we're going to bring up another guest now. So,
Absolutely.
hey, give it up for
Thank
Tom.
y'all. Give it up for them. I appreciate it.
All right, next we're bringing up Calvin Munoz on Tulsa Public School Board. Give him a hand. Woo! How many of y'all know being on the TPS school board is not super fun or easy right now, hey?
But thankfully, we have wonderful teachers. We have a wonderful teachers union and amazing, amazing support staff in our district that make every day of being on the school board an amazing joy. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I know you mean it because you call us and then you say things at meetings after we've had conversations. And we're always there watching and listening, and we appreciate it more than we can say, honestly, because everything's got to be about these babies. And teachers can't pour from empty vessels. So tell us how you're feeling about tonight and the electricity in the air and what this means to us in education.
You know, I had the opportunity to meet Monroe when I moved to Tulsa 21 years ago on the TU campus. And when I met Monroe, I knew that he was going to be a leader in the classroom, a leader on the field, and now he's going to be the leader of Tulsa.
Let's go. Yes, sir.
Let's go!
As a school board member, there's been nothing more scary for me than the attacks that have been coming against our students, against our teachers, and against the district in Tulsa Public Schools. But one person, one elected official, has stood up and said, no more. No more attacks on Tulsa. No more attacks on our kids. No more attacks on our teachers. We are a great city. We have a great educational plan. And that one person was Monroe Nichols.
That's right.
Let's go.
He is the only candidate that came through with an educational plan from day one. The only candidate. He has the most authenticity of any of the mayoral candidates. He has risen above racist attacks. He has risen above the gutter and trash that has come from his opponent.
Come on, come on.
He has held his all for us and the future of this city. And I can't think of anybody better to unite Tulsa for the next generation than Monroe Nichols.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
That's
That
heartfelt.
was amazing.
You know what is interesting is if you pay attention to everybody's come up here and talked about Monroe, I'm going to just start saying Mayor Monroe. When you start talking about Mayor Monroe, have you noticed everyone is talking about the plan he has? Most of the time you see people talk about different things and they never have an actual plan, but he's actually presenting plans on everything he's talking about. So, and I appreciate you and everything that you're speaking of right now. And thank you for joining us tonight. So let's give it up for our good man here.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Let's
Thank
go,
you.
Monroe.
Woo!
DJ, let's go. Kick it.
Let's go.
It's too much. It's too much. Give it up for Ramal, the hometown hero, everybody.
My mind says I'm 24 and my body says, girl, sit down.
Yeah, that whole right foot, left foot switch stuff. Okay, everybody, we are ready to bring up some more people who can speak to the amazing element of this incredible night. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to my friend Rodney to introduce our next guest.
I'm hot. And I don't mean just that, I'm hot. If y'all haven't been dancing, having a good time, something's wrong. Say, I want to bring up a special guest. This man I've watched him grow. I watched his career from the fire department. I watched him get his license in therapy as a counselor. I watched him sit here and run as a representative-elect, Ronald Stewart. Stu, my God.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot Omega Psi Phi.
Omega Psi Phi, yeah. No, man, the energy in here is crazy. I love it. I love the energy.
So how you feeling about tonight, man? Talk to us.
Man, excitement is like an understatement, a gross understatement. I'm very excited about tonight. We are on the precipice of history. We are on the cusp of doing something that is, unimaginable to many of us. I am a longtime resident of the city, born and raised in North Tulsa.
Yeah.
And man, proud North Tulsa resident. And and when I think about tonight, a quote comes to mind. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced.
Yeah.
James Baldwin, right? And when this race started, it was already called before it even began.
Come on.
And a lesser person would have taken that and said, you know what, there's no need for me to run. But that's not what Monroe Nichols did. He looked at the deficit, and he stood firm, and he stood resolute, and he took on the challenge. And now look where we are just 15 months later. When someone said it couldn't be done, here we are on the cusp of history.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's being done.
And for that, I am truly excited.
So you've been in this situation when you was doing a watch party for yourself. What is that feeling? What is it like when you're trying to sit here and wait and you got people, your fans, and the supporters, I should say. What was going through your mind when you were sitting there?
Yeah.
Because I saw you.
Yeah.
I watched you. We sweat now, but there's some tears of joy, all kinds of stuff. Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't envy him right now. It is, being in this position is very stressful. You can have all the support in the world, but when you put your name on that ballot, it is lonely out there. You are at the mercy of everyone's rumors and expectations and the whispers and all of these things, man. But so to see Monroe rise above and still adhere to his morals and values and be the man that we know him to be, I tip my hat to him. I know he's highly stressed right now. You don't know when it comes to elections, but even with that being said, I'm excited for him, and I'm here to support him all through the night.
Good. I'm stressed right now because I cannot stop sweating.
Yeah.
I said these lights and this jacket, man. But thank you, Ron. I appreciate everything that you have done. Where you representing, you standing up for North Tulsa, standing up for Tulsa in general, not just North Tulsa, but you stand up for all. So we appreciate it. Any last words you want to give us?
I'm going to just leave you with this last thought. I know that the polls are closed and that, for the most part, the voting is done. But there was one candidate that articulated his plan from start to finish. And this is not about not disliking another candidate. This is about supporting the candidate that articulated a comprehensive plan for Tulsa and for all Tulsans. And that's why I gave him my support, and that's why I support him still, and I will continue to support him as his time as mayor.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you.
Can you bring me some ice up here, please?
Yeah, I got you, man. I appreciate you all.
Thanks, Ron.
All got me dancing too hard.
Woo! All right. Dancing in the blazer was a mistake. Regrets were made, and now I can't take it off, okay?
Anybody got a towel?
We're going to bring up City Councilor Laura Bellis to the stage. Come on up, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Woo! I want to say, before you start, I'm super proud of Laura because she was one of my teachers and a TCTA member. And I think that's where your advocacy journey started.
Yeah, it is. I was learning so much about community organizing and advocacy from Shauna with TCTA, a leadership program. And that was actually my first encounter with Representative Monroe Nichols, my very first time at the Capitol. He was the one that I was advocating to as my representative.
That's awesome. Tell us what you're feeling right now in this moment. Oh, and you also have an announcement for us. Hey, guys.
Hey, big announcement. Lori
Listen.
Dector Wright won her city council race.
Hey, Lori!
And it looks like Monroe won most of the precincts in District 7 so far. So, so that's a strong indicator statistically.
You're our good news girl.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
good news.
So tell us exactly what you're feeling in this moment since you've been advocating in Tulsa for the community, for all of us, no matter age or what we look like or how much money we have or don't.
Yeah, I'm thinking a lot about the history, both what's brought us to this moment and the history that's being set in this room right now. There are so many people, including people we've heard from tonight, who have spent decades organizing and advocating. I'm thinking about people who have knocked on doors year after year after year, and how that culminates as a community in moments like this, where something historic's about to happen and we can all feel it in the air.
Yeah, amen. It's electric.
It is. Yeah, I just want to verbalize, for me, it is really personal. Monroe was someone that I went to champion education funding to when I was still in the classroom in 2015 and 2016. And that all that energy built up to that teacher walkout, and it's representatives like him who really stood up for educators and inspired me to go into politics myself. And so to me, this is kind of coming full circle to so many people that mentored me.
That's awesome.
100%. And I remember we would go straight to Monroe to get us in the Capitol. When we couldn't get people in the Capitol, I'd shoot him a quick text. He'd get us in. We'd all join hands like kindergartners, and we'd all stream in. The highway patrol were like, what's happening? It's fine. We'll replace your toilet paper.
But yeah, to me, I think what's most exciting about this is just the idea and energy of what can pull Tulsa forward. There is so much potential, and I know we all feel like that, how we're on the edge of so much that can happen to make our city a better place for everyone. And it's exciting to get to sit here in this room as someone with a strong vision is about to be our next mayor.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you for everything you do for everyone in our community, but especially for your work on behalf of women.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Laura Bellis.
Laura Bellis.
I love
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, and last but not least, we have someone who I know to be a fierce community advocate and organizer, someone who I have an aide de camp. She is right hand to Dr. Tiffany Crutcher. I want to bring on Shada Brown. Come on, Shada.
You need help?
Shada.
You good? You got it? All right.
They are tall.
Shada suffers from the short person's problem. Shada, tell us about tonight, what this means for you. You've been at the forefront of so much around community advocacy, around justice, around policy change. What does it mean to be celebrating Monroe tonight?
Oh my goodness. Good evening, everyone. It feels amazing, like everyone has said. It is electric. I love seeing this crowd of community members. Before we get to the good results, I want to share some breaking news of our own, so you'll want to hear this. I want to say, as the Terrence Crutcher Foundation, I'm so proud to announce that we ran one of the most intense and massive nonpartisan GOTV campaigns in Tulsa's history.
Let's go!
Thank you. We registered nearly 300 new voters just in the last few months. What? Thank you. You did that.
Y'all got to get happy for that. Come on now.
And most of those people were young people. We were at like 12 high schools, okay? So clap it up for young people getting out. We knocked on 11,376 doors. It's actually more than that. I'm missing some numbers, I'm realizing. We made over 20,000 calls. We sent over 100,000 texts. We seriously did something massive together. So I want to shout out people like Mama Joyce, Mama Love, who are walking. I want to shout out retired, educators that have been phone banking, calling hundreds of voters every day in our office, parents, young people. We were able to employ 40 paid canvassers in this community to go talk to their neighbors.
What?
So this is an economic strategy, it's a leadership development strategy, it's a community organizing strategy. We're not going back in the sense that we are a new community that is dedicated to getting out the vote. Just some other quick facts. Oklahoma, before this election, had the lowest turnout in the nation. Y'all saw those early vote lines. Who thinks we're gonna be the last in the nation this time? No more, right? Boo. We're changing that. Another quick fact, in the last election, only 27% of young people turned out. Meanwhile, 71% of 65 ages plus turned out, even though young people are registered at higher rates.
I love it.
So it's time to change the direction, and
Amen.
we're on our way there, and we will see it tonight that we got people out to vote who normally wouldn't be there. So we are so pumped. And I got to shout out Dr. Tiffany Crutcher for her leadership.
Tiffany, we're
We
running.
would not be here without her. I want to shout out the Terrence Crutcher Foundation team who work day and night. And every community member and volunteer that gave paid and unpaid labor. You all shifted Tulsa's history no matter the outcome of this race. We will never look back and be the same.
Gosh,
Love
I'm
it.
hyped.
Right,
Love
amen.
it, love it, love it.
You keep on preaching.
Oh, wait.
Who cares about time? Keep going.
One more thing though, it doesn't stop here. I want you all to join us because we are in it for the long haul. We've heard about issues at the door like housing, evictions, stray dogs, street lights.
Come on.
We've heard about crisis response. People don't want police helping them in a mental crisis. They want mental health, substance use, and mental health resources that'll help them get the help they need. We are working on all of that, no matter who's in office. So join the Terrence Crutcher Foundation because we are not stopping today. Now it's about the issues.
Yes, sir.
Love it. We are not going back. Shada, thank you. Thank you for your service to our city. I know that you are one of many powerful women in your family, and really just excited and
Shout out
honored.
to the Z girls who are watching.
The Z
They're
girls,
incredible.
this is the Carrion girls. Anyway, nice to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
History
you.
is made.
Also,
Thank
before
you,
we
Jada.
just tie it up real quick, go back to the DJ. Neo, I want to say thank you. We give Neo, he does a lot
Shout
behind
out
the
to
scenes.
Nehemiah.
And welcome Sarah as well. Her name
told us
is
to wrap
Welcome
it up.
Sarah. DJ,
Woo!
Good evening, Tulsa. Good evening, Tulsa. Tonight, the people of Tulsa have chosen a new direction. Thank you. The people of Tulsa, we've chosen a new direction. And the ancestors are rejoicing. We are here to welcome a new leader with a shared vision for a better future. Standing here tonight, I'm reminded of the resilience and strength rooted in this community. Over a century later, I'm in awe that we are witnessing a historic first for our city. For me, will bring our community closer and make us stronger. Tulsa, it is my esteemed privilege and honor to introduce to you
still questions. If Tulsa is a place where big things are possible, if there's anybody out there who doubts that no matter who you are, you can make an impact, tonight, you got your answer. More Tulsans cast a vote in this year's mayor's race than any other in our city's history. They waited for hours to early vote. They cast their absentee ballots. They showed up before work, or they voted on their lunch break, or they rushed just before 7 p.m. this evening. They did it because they understand that the work of building a strong city is the work of all of us. And that work starts at its most basic level with our greatest American principle: one person, one vote. And so it's been a long time coming. But tonight, we made history. As you all know, I grew up with a grandfather who was a pastor, a dad who was a police officer, a mom who was a probation officer, and as the commercial says, I knew when I was younger I was accountable to the law and the Lord. But now as your mayor, I am also fully accountable to every citizen of our city. Tonight I want to thank someone I competed with in this mayor's race, Commissioner Karen Keith. I thank her for her service to the city. And although a campaign brings out differences as we compete, I know that both the commissioner and I share a deep, deep love for this community. And I look forward to working with her in the months ahead. As we know in this life, no one accomplishes anything alone. And the reality is I wouldn't be here today without the sacrifice and support of my greatest champion in my life, my mother. Dr. Ramona Curtis. And the fact is, I am a reflection of my greatest accomplishment in life. That's becoming a dad. So Gabby, you are my inspiration, and I'm so honored to be your dad. And tonight I honor you for what you mean to me and the sacrifices you've made to allow me to serve the city and the state. To my team, led by campaign manager Dana Walton. The two of you took it, and tonight is your night. And it is my mission to ensure that your contributions on this campaign are a catalyst for what will become the greatest city in America. And then to all of you here tonight, many of you went out on a limb pretty early on for a candidate who didn't have a legacy name, didn't have the early backing of all the typical power brokers, but we didn't give in to the pressures of maintaining the status quo. We instead shared a bold, a clear, and a detailed vision of what Tulsa could be. It was that inspired folks to take to the streets. Your support that got people knocking on doors and making phone calls. It was your passion that changed minds and caused others to flip their support, and it was your reputation that caused a few people to take a second look. Now, Now, I know you didn't just do it to win an election. I know you didn't do it just for one candidate, but it was your advocacy that made tonight happen. But now, it's time to get to work. While today is a celebratory night, as I speak here right now, there are thousands of people who are preparing to sleep on streets. Let's not forget that the future of our young people is not quite yet guaranteed. Let's not forget that economic inequality still threatens our city's vitality. Let's not forget that crime continues to impact our neighborhoods. And let's always remember our obligation to make sure that the relationships that are still strained with the city and our tribal nations is smoothed over. I say all that to say the challenges ahead of us are stubborn challenges. They are immense challenges. Our time to impact them will be short, and it will also be difficult. But in Tulsa, we do not shrink from our challenges, and we'll meet every last way to win the next decade and beyond. Now, there will no doubt be some setbacks, maybe a few missteps, but we will forward. We're not going to be a city that's going to mark time. We may not always agree on the pathway to greatness, but we will always be united in our commitment to get there, and I will be an honest leader, willing to engage all citizens, even when we disagree. Now, we started this effort 15 months ago, and tonight, as I said before, our work now begins. A victory alone does not guarantee that our challenges are behind us, but it does provide us with the greatest gift we could ever ask for, the opportunity to move beyond them. The opportunity not to be defined by our past, but together to build a brighter future. Now, I'm not ignorant to the fact that many Tulsans felt disenfranchised this election cycle because of the absence of a candidate they felt best reflected their political ideology. But this election gives us a chance to move past partisanship and become a city that represents the values of self-reliance and individual liberties, and the values of equality, inclusion, and fairness. And so tonight, I'm already thinking about tomorrow. Since tomorrow represents a new day, a fresh start, and a new way of getting things done, I am so excited to be your next mayor. I'll wake up every day fighting for every person in this city. Together, never forget, we will end homelessness as we know it. Together, we will improve outcomes for students all across the state. Together, we will expand economic opportunity and make sure that Tulsa is the safest big city in America. So let the word go forth across the country. Tonight, on the grounds of greatness, we proclaim that Tulsa is a city on the move. And our best days are still ahead of us. God bless each and every one of you. And God bless America's greatest city.